It is Hard Rock Legends that we're talking about on A&E, and the biography on the front man of Twisted Sister, Dee Snider, is going to premiere this Sunday, June the 23rd at 8 p.m. Central Time on A&E. And the man himself is right here in front of me, Dee Snider. Dee, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, and Brad. I'm really glad you used those words, front man. I've had a discussion going on on social media. There's a difference between a lead singer and a front man. They are not just just because you sing doesn't mean you're a front man, and just because you're a front man doesn't mean you're a good singer either. So, that was one of the things I hope this biography would reflect is that I was a front man first and foremost, and that's the guy that has the job of connecting with the audience, bringing them in, getting them into the show. And if you've seen the biography, you'll see that even if it takes threatening to fight 35,000 people, which I did once, whatever it takes to get that audience attention, you got to do it.
Well, you know what? I love that you brought that up because, yes, there is a distinct difference between a front man and a lead singer. And when you think about what you were able to do with Twisted Sister, you had a read on the audience that I think must have been a sixth sense for you or maybe developed over time. Whether you talk about the show in reading at the reading festival or even the moment where you decided, hey, they're not digging the makeup, I'm gonna wipe the makeup off. That's you having that connection with the audience and reading them. Was that a natural skill that you had, or was it developed through the times playing in the bars and things like that?
You hit the nail on the head, Brad. It was self-preservation. We played so many years. We did 2,000 shows in bars for very drunk people. And, you sort of needed to be, and when you're wearing, in the early days, it was literally women's clothing. And these are biker bars. I don't know what we were thinking, but so you had to be on sort of red alert at all time. Watch your, keep your head on a swivel. Watch your six. All those phrases, and be aware of the audience and say, "And how am I going to convince this audience that this big freaky looking dude is worth their time?" I should say big freaking looking dudes. There was 5 of us. And that was my job, to engage that audience and just keep tuned in. And when I see performers who just go by rote, it doesn't do it for me. When I see guys who say the same line every show, every time, you hear it on the live album, you see it in the concert. It doesn't matter if you saw them the night before. It's night after night. To me, being a front man, being a great front man, is being in tune with what's going on in the room.
Yeah, you're the master of ceremonies, right? Just like a ringleader of a circus would be.
Absolutely. The greatest frontman ever, in my estimation, is James Brown. Okay, not a heavy metal guy. James Brown. He stopped a riot. He was performing the night Martin Luther King was assassinated in Boston, and a riot was breaking out in an arena. He took the moment, stopped the band. This is being a frontman, and stopped. The people were climbing on the stage. He quelled a riot, and performed, did his show. That is being a frontman. That is engaging a crowd. That's doing what you have to do to control the moment in a positive way.
Well, you obviously were the front man of Twisted Sister, but now you're referred to as a hard rock legend. That word legend, how does it make you feel? Does it resonate with you? Is it complimentary? Or are you like, wait a minute, I still got more to go? The story's still going on.
I was feeling pretty good about it. So my brother Mark said, "That means you're old." I said, "Thanks, dude. I mean, just leave it to your siblings to bring you right back down to earth." But you know what? I always, I love the fact that I have a legacy. I love the fact that there's people are interested in enough to do a biography. Thank you, A&E, on me, and want to talk about my past. But I'm always a person that's like looking to the next thing I'm doing, whether it's writing books. I'm starting a new film studio that's going to be putting out 3 to 5 movies a year, partnering with a major Hollywood studio for Defiant Artists is the name of the company. So to me, it's like I'm all about the next chapter, but it's always great to look back fondly and share stories because all of us, all of the hard rock legends have some crazy stories to tell.
Well, what I loved about this one in particular is I think everybody knows Twisted Sister. You're one of those bands that got into the public consciousness. So whether you were a listener of hard rock or not, you knew Twisted Sister. And if the songs came on, you would know the songs. But I loved kind of hearing the origins, especially for you, because you know, and correct me if I'm wrong, but not like the most popular kid at the start in high school until you found music. And I remember Johnny Carson saying that he was very shy and he wasn't good with girls or even good in social situations. But when he got on the stage and he had that microphone, he felt in control of the situation and it kind of empowered him to become who he was to the day, right? Was it the
You're
similar for
really
you?
paying attention, Brad. You're really paying attention. Yeah, man. No, I was the least popular kid in school. And you know, somebody asked me before, did you always know you're going to be a star? I said, yeah, but nobody else did. And you know, and I was seemed to be like, you know, like you? No, not you. You know, yeah. And so, you know, to try and but you know, my memoirs are called Shut Up and Give Me the Mic. Because yeah, when I sang, that was the first time people started paying attention. So whether it was in church choir, which I did sing, and school choir, or in rock bands, it was a one time where people didn't see what I looked like or my popularity or what I was good. He can sing. And that was so that was always my saving grace. And that got me in the door. And then from there, like I said, I learned how to okay, I got to do more than sing if I'm going to be up here wearing women's clothing.
Yeah, I got to put on a show. I have to
Yeah,
entertain. But
exactly.
you know, when I think any band or any artist, whether it be a comic or a band or whatever, when they're starting off, they almost do almost an imitation of their influences, right? They kind of follow that footstep and until they develop their own sound. And I know that Black Sabbath was huge for you, even early days, maybe some Led Zeppelin. When did you feel though Twisted Sister found the sound that y'all are known for?
I just want to add to what you were saying. You're saying, yeah, you're imitating. Thankfully for me, video was not a thing. So one of my biggest influences was Alice Cooper, and I only had pictures of Alice Cooper. So I see Alice Cooper and I go, well, okay, how did he get there? And well, he must have done this. And then I didn't see Alice Cooper perform until I was in Twisted Sister years later. He performs nothing like me. But I thought using his pictures, I was imitating him. So you imitate and then you sort of find what works for you and you know, and you modify and adjust. For Twisted Sister, I mean, really, we were together for 10 years. 10 years. I should have been a doctor. I could have just put that time into medical school. I would have just been so much better off. And you know, and that sort of anger and frustration, it started just so like, yeah, we're having a good time. And then after like years and years, I started getting mad at the world. And that sort of became our signature. Like, we're that band that's mad as hell and not going to take it anymore. And, you know, hence the song, we're not going to take it. But, you know, so it became sort of defining us as that against all odds band of guys, band of brothers.
So you mentioned we're not going to take it, and I have to ask about this because I said the same thing when I talked to Brian Johnson. I think "Shook Me All Night Long" and "I Want to Rock" are the two greatest hard rock records of all time. They put you immediately in a
Thank you.
mood. They're so well written. They're so well played. They're powerful. When y'all recorded "I Want to Rock," was it one of the things that y'all looked at each other in the studio and knew then, hey, this is something?
You know, I was the sole songwriter in the band, so I wrote all the songs. When I wrote "We're Not Going to Take It" and "I Want to Rock," and they were in the same writing session where I would go off and write, and this is true. I wrote most of the Stay Hungry album in like 45 minutes. My wife, the baby was sleeping. My wife went to the store. I said, "Oh, good, I got a few minutes to myself. I'm going to do some songwriting." And my songwriting would be, I had song titles. I would look at the titles; they would inspire me. I would sing into a tape and get the basic ideas down. And I remember my wife coming home and said, "What'd you do?" I said, "I wrote some songs. I think I have some good ones." And "I Want to Rock" and "We're Not Going to Take It" were two in that same writing session, and they just jumped. I knew they were the ones. But here's a little side story. Our producer, who shall remain nameless, like that guy Baltimore, he shall remain nameless. He didn't want to put them on the album. I had to beg him, beg to put "We're Not Going to Take It, I Want to Rock" on the record. He was like, when I go, and he had produced Molly Hatchet, and he goes, oh, I want to rock. I did that with Molly Hatchet. I said, dude, these are the songs, man. These are the songs. He goes, yeah, if you really want them. So the fact, so sometimes not everybody hears it, you know.
Not everybody hears it all the time. Well, Dee, the biography airs this Sunday, June 23rd. Hard rock legends, Dee Snider. Thank you so much for taking the time. It was awesome to talk to you.
Hey, Brad, thanks for watching it, paying attention, and you should think about doing this for a living. You're good. You're good at it.
I appreciate it. Hopefully we get to talk again, sir.
All right, Brad. Pleasure.